it's Jackie and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm recreating this Allie Hamilton inspired makeup look, and if you're new to my channel, you might have missed my series of the Notebook inspired hairstyles, so I will have that listed in the eye here. But in that video, I did ask on a poll what type of makeup products you'd like to see for this video, and I got mostly high-end and drugstore mixed. But I did get some requests to try out the Besame products, which is a vintage-inspired makeup company. So I am using a couple of their products today, and I thought it'd be fun to do a little giveaway. So if you want to win this mini lipstick set, all you have to do is follow me on Instagram. There will be a link down below, and then comment on the giveaway photo. And if you want to help me out, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more beauty videos. Also, leave me a comment, your favorite romantic movie or your favorite foundation. I know that sounds random, but I love to know what you guys are loving for your face base. And finally, there are two versions of this look that I'm going to show you guys. So we have this more glamorous style, and then I really wanted to wear this iconic blue dress again, so I did more of a barely there makeup look inspired by these photos. The only issue with that whole look is I tried to make my hair more blonde as opposed to more red because it kind of changes through the movie, and the spray I used is so sparkly and just picks up a lot on camera, so I'm sorry if that's a little distracting. I was gonna just scrap it, but then I thought some of you guys might really like the more natural version, so I kept it in. And anyways, I'd love to know what you think in the comments down below, and let's get started. My favorite products to start off any look is the Benefit POREfessional Primer for a smooth base, and then for foundation, I've already applied the Revlon Full Cover Foundation. I really like the whipped formula with this one, and this foundation is best for oily prone skin. It keeps you matte but feels light. And before setting, I've added some subtle contour with the FENTY Matchstick Matte Skin Stick in the shade Amber. And while I love to look a little bit more like whatever actress for the look that I'm recreating, Allie's makeup is very fresh and contouring doesn't play a huge role in the look, so we are going to keep it light, but I did sculpt out my cheekbones, jawline, and nose tip for a more structured look to each feature. And we are going to use a cream blush from Besame Cosmetics, but I don't love working with too many cream products at once. I find without setting things start to transfer, so I'm breaking it up and lightly setting with another one of my favorite vintage inspired brands, Soap & Glory. So this is the One Heck of a Blot powder, and I like to use this in a patting motion instead of a sweeping motion, just to make sure everything is exactly where I want it to be. And now let's use a brightening powder to bring forward the jawline, beside the nose to snatch it in a little bit, forehead, and under the eyes and up the cheekbones. This is Besame Violet Brightening Powder, and this is a translucent violet powder that color corrects yellow and red tones and brightens any skin tone. And Besame has a series of powders that you can mix and match for color blending, and you can really get a balanced tone and a radiant polished look, so I really like this concept, but I did only try out the violet powder. And looking at this picture of my fave Allie look, the scene was very candlelit, so I'm going to add a bit more warmth to the skin using one of my new favorite products. This is the Chanel Sheer Color in shade 30. You might have seen this in my Lily Rose Dep look as well, and if you missed my last tutorial, be sure to check it out. I really enjoyed making that one. We have drugstore options for some gorgeous high-end products. And now my favorite product for this tutorial is the Besame 1938 Crimson Cream Rouge in the shade Apricot. And I'm taking this cream product on my fingers and I'm patting over the apples of my cheeks, up the cheekbones, and adding touches of this above the nose tip and then on the forehead, blended out for a beautiful natural rosy glow to the cheeks mainly, and then throughout the skin for a naturally blushing look. And this product can be used for the lips as well, and this combo of products looks so beautiful on the skin. It's my new favorite whole foundation routine, and if you really love a super fresh, blushy feel, then this is perfect for you. And the brows I'm kind of skipping over because I'm growing mine out, so they're gonna look a little messy up close, but Allie's brows are definitely thinner and lighter than mine, so I've just added a couple strokes using the Benefit Goof Proof Brow in the shade 3 to make sure that my brows don't have any weird sparse areas, and then I'm lightening up with a mix of a light cream shade and a peach to bring in some of that redness like in my hair. And I'm using one of my all-time favorite palettes. This is such a throwback, but I still grab for it all the time, the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I remember when I went to the launch for this and I was so excited. It smells amazing and the colors are perfect for any warm toned eye. So I'm taking the lightest matte shade and we want to highlight that brow bone, especially right under the rounded arch of the brow. Next, a warm brown higher above the crease in a rounded stroke down to our natural crease, keeping the outer crease rounded as we fade out, and then you can fade this shade over the lid as well. Take the deepest, more neutral brown and sculpt out the outer corner, still keeping it rounded. Over the lid, use a light shadow that has some sheen to it from the palette, and then a brighter peach in the outer corner, bringing out the vibrant blush. Of course, you can always use any palette you have. I know in the movie they actually used a couple of individual MAC shadows. I put them up on screen, I just wanted to use one of my favorite throwback palettes. Fade the deeper shade under the bottom lash line and add an inner highlight. We are not going to be using a ton of mascara, so to add some fullness to my lash line, I'm using a brown liner and dotting along under the bottom lashes. My eyes are quite a bit bigger and rounder than Allie's, so adding a bit of brown liner to the waterline does make them appear a bit smaller, but there's really not a lot I can do in terms of how large my eyes are for this. And next up, a very fine line on the upper lash line. Again, I'm using the Benefit Roller Liner Liquid Liner. I've used this in a couple videos now, and I love that this has a vintage feel to it with the packaging, and you want this as close to the lashes as possible. And I'm not extending into a wing, but I'm slightly upturning the line before the end of the eye. And since Allie's look is more worn in and not harsh, I did add some brown kohl liner to really fade in with the help of a mini blending brush. This is a Charlotte Tilbury brush. If you ever see these mini gold brushes, they're from Charlotte Tilbury, and I think they're the nicest brushes I've ever tried. I got them in a little gift set, and I added a little fake beauty mark for fun. If you have any real beauty marks after foundation, definitely enhance them. It makes the skin look a lot more natural, and beauty marks are just so unique and pretty fabulous. And mascara, we have a really unique product here. This comes in a 1940's tube packaging from Besame, and you can control how much product you want on the applicator by squeezing the desired amount onto the brush. This is a cool product visually and great for makeup artists, so you don't have like cross contamination, but I personally do prefer more of a traditional wand. It's just a lot quicker, but this did make it easy to have a really natural tint to the lashes, as Allie's look was never overdone with too much mascara. I added a touch of my favorite highlighter from Charlotte Tilbury to pick up the light. I pretty much use this every day, and it's one of my all-time favorite products, but definitely not a staple for this look. And finally, time for the red lips. I have two options here, one a more subtle version. So first I'm using a MAC Liptensity lip pencil. These are some of my favorite liners because you do not have to sharpen them, and for the lips I just raised my Cupid's bow a little higher and made it rounder because mine is pretty like a harsh V, and then I kept the rest of the shape pretty natural and just faded the shade in. This orange base red topped off with the apricot cream looks beautiful and like this picture of Allie, while other times the red appeared to have more of a punch. So for that version, I used one of my favorite reds. This is Tellura from Charlotte Tilbury, as seen in the series of hair tutorials I did from the notebook as well. With the bolder lips, I added a bolder cheek option and just topped off with the Milani Powder Blush in Coral Cove. I love the rose detail in this blush. And now for the natural Allie look, I used very similar steps throughout the skin, the brows, all of that, except then I switched it up for the eyes. So I decided to go in with a silver-based cream shadow stick from NARS to pick up the light like in this screenshot after applying some definition to the crease. And I did add a bit of taupe in the crease. I just saw that here the eyeshadows looked a little bit more cool-toned versus warm-toned. And the lip combo is what I think really brings in that fresh appearance, like in these pictures. I started with Iconic Nude from Charlotte Tilbury, then blotted off for a more natural look, so any neutral lip liner. And then I love Revlon's matte lipstick in the shade Smoked Peach with a bit of the apricot in the middle one more time to really enhance those lips and cheeks. I love the brightness of the corals against the iconic blue dress, and I tried to recreate her morning curls by pinning my hair shorter, so let me know which look was your favorite. I almost just chopped off this more natural look, but I decided to include it, so let me know if you would wear it. And if I was to recommend any products for this look, I'd say the apricot blush is number one, and then the Tellura lipstick or the Smoked Peach from Revlon. They're both great warm-toned Allie shades for a natural or glam look. I hope you enjoyed this Allie Hamilton inspired look, and if you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more beauty videos. I have a couple really fun videos coming up, like a Carrie Diaries inspired video, so get excited if you missed that show because I missed that show. It was so good, and I love when you guys tag me and show me your recreations. So here are a couple of my favorite photos you guys have sent me. So thanks for tagging me, and be sure to head over to my Instagram if you want to win some of these really cool little mini lipsticks. And finally, if you didn't know, I do have a vlog channel, so be sure to subscribe to that. I've been posting more frequently on there, and I just uploaded my summer in England, so it's a throwback, but it's a really fun video and you should check it out, and I'll see you in my next one.